Hello, this is my second video. In the first video I have shown you with the setting part. Now I am to the second module, which is the most important. This module I will discuss on later on. And before starting this, I am showing you this, which are the most important for the operational part. This is CV repository. This CV repository is very important part of this application. While creating any CV, if you want to upload any CV of any candidate, for that we have this page. And before opening to this page, you have to maintain this master part over here. This is industry and position. I'm opening with this pages. I'm showing you the detail. This is the industry. Means if you want to maintain that CV, what resume you want to upload in the account and finance, advertisement, agriculture, animation, and anything. If you want to maintain the CV, for that we have to enter this master part industry detail. After that, entering this, we'll enter the position of that account and finance. Suppose you can see account and finance. I'm opening over here. Every pages you will have this search button also. Here you can see account and finance. You can see accountant, account manager, account executive, charter accountant, finance manager. You can see over here how many position if you want to maintain for that account, you can enter over here. And after that, maintaining the data in industry and position, you will come to the CV upload part. In the CV upload part, you will get the detail of all the thing what CV we have uploaded. You can see over there. Yes, here you can see that. And one thing you can see over here, offline and online also. You can see offline, online also. You can see these are the online. This is online because this CV upload page is there for candidate to upload their CV from our website also, HR International website. You can visit and you can upload your CV for a particular position. If any requirement comes, you can directly use your CV for that position, and subsequently we can be in touch with the communication. And if you want to enter any CV, you can see over here in upload new CV. Yes, you can see that if you want to upload the CV, this is the industry what we have entered, account and finance. You can see over here. This is account executive, account manager what we have entered. For that, what are the domestic experience of this candidate, overseas experience. Will enter the passport number of that candidate, issue date, expiry date, place of issue, where this where that passport has been issued, the state or city name, the name of the candidate, the father's name, date of birth, mobile, email. Mobile and email we need because just for the frequent communication. For that we need mobile and email, country, state, city, religion, and browse. This we have entered religion because if for particular position that it come, for that we need a candidate for a particular religion. For that we can segregate the data. That's for that reason we have maintained religion also. And go to the back position. After the CV has been maintained, now we will maintain the work order. For this work order, because if any job requirements come for the client that I need particular so and so number of candidates for that particular position, for that we have to create the work order. Before creating work order, we have two more operation to be performed, that for which client we want to maintain that data, and to be allocated which employee is going, which recruiters, which executive is going to handle that client. For that we have client allocation. I'm showing you this page. This is the client detail page. This is the client detail page. Here you can see that all the client detail we can maintain over here. Suppose I am editing one of the client over here. You can see here. You can see over here. This is the name of the client. in which currency we want to deal with this client. For that, this is the currency, this is the reference ID, mm, this is the date of client inception, means from which date the client we have started interacting. Or this is the date, this is the address, this is the company address, all mobile, email, and who is the contact person with whom we are going to be in touch while creating any work order. For that, we have this contact person, and what is the designation of that contact person, who is the HR. Suppose here is a forget, this is the HR, his contact number is his uh, email ID with extension and the logo of that company. If this company is operating in more than one branches, for that we can enter over here, add more branches. You can see, if suppose you will enter all the details of this company with, if it's operating in more than one branches. After that, we will go to the client allocation part. Suppose the Tata Telecom company is being allocated to which executive, who is maintaining an interaction with this client. For that, we have, suppose I am entering, and you can see we have, suppose in this executive, suppose Tata Telecom. If we want to assign this Tata Telecom to this employee, now this, all the work order will be generated with this employee only. For that, if we want to make any modification, suppose this employee right now is working with this, he is having interaction with this client. After that, if he leaves, or is this company is being going to change to some other executive, for that we simply click over here. You can see I'm showing you this thing. Suppose if this of Saudi Arabia, if you want to reallocate, means in this man is leaving the organization, or he is working in more, or is interacting with more clients, and we want that his work should be lowered or to do something else. For that, we can reallocate, means we'll assign this to other employee. Now if we will update with some other employee, then this will be reflected to that employee. After that, we'll go to work order part, which is the most important while creating any job order. You can see this is the work order. You will click over a add new work order, and who is the client for which we are creating this work order. Suppose we'll create a Tata construction company. Who is the concerned person with whom we are going to be in touch? Suppose Varghese, he is a HR Alkabogar. If we have more than one location, then we'll get over here two. In the drop down list, we can select any one of the two with whom we want to be in touch. Suppose here, this is the industry. This is the industry for which we are creating the work order. Suppose account and finance. Account and finance, you will see all the position will be binded over here. You can see this is the list of all the details. Suppose if we want that, we want to create two position for accountant with 2 to 3 experience, you can click over here. What are the salary we are offering? This salary will be in what we have created in the client. You can see it is Saudi Arabia realities. I'm showing you in opening in other tab. You can see over here client detail. It will be more clear to you, means all the currency, all the price what we are entering over here, it will be maintained in that currency only. You can see over here, suppose I'm editing this client over here. You can see over here, Here you can see that SR Saudi Riyal. We are dealing with the Saudi Riyal currency. For that we will enter over here. Salary will be Saudi Riyal only. What is the job description? All the thing. What are the facilities? What will be his job process? What are going thing he is going to handle, and all these things will be entered in the job description. This remarks part is generally for the what are the charges we are taking from the candidate. It will be shown over here. What are the term and conditions that we are offering to the candidate? It will be 8-hour job, overtime, free meal, free accommodation. All these things will enter over here. And after that, how many position is for support 2 3 different position? We'll simply click over a check over here. All this thing will enter and we'll click on this add button. After that, we'll click on this save button. Yes, this work order will be created. After that, we'll go to the back button. When that work order will be created, it will be reflected on the top of this list. After that, this work order will go for verification for the management. Means the management will have a quick look of this work order, that this work order should be verified or it should be modified on this thing. For that we have this page to verify work order. You can go 404. This is the verify button and this is the print button. Before verifying it, you should have a look of this print button. Here you can see that what he want to have. You can see over here, this is a horse driver. This is the job description what we have entered over there. This is the experience 4 to 5 years. This is a quantity. This is the salary 16 plus 200. This is free accommodation, free medical and transportation, and this is the remark what a service charge we want to charge for this candidate. We have all this thing. If that management want to make any changes, suppose if we want to make quantity 2 or 2 3 or this thing, for that he have one facilities over here. This sorry, let me open that work order we have printed right now. So this is the work order. If we want to edit that work order, management has the right that he can modify that work order from here itself. Yes, what are the quantity, job description, and all these things you can see. 4 to 5. If you want to change the quantity from 1 to 2, you can change over here. The salary what we are is 16 plus 200. If you want to make any modification, he can do from here. If any term and condition, if you want to change, he can change from here. Any job description, if you want, you can change. Any remarks, any service charges if you want to make, you can simply make a change and we'll click on this update button. This will be reflected on that work order. After that, this work order will be when this work order will be verified by the management, this intimation will go to the recruiters who has just created the work order. Means he will go and start for the CV process and the next process. We have after work order we have two different process. One is the CV shortlisting, means the internal CV what we are having in our database will process the candidate from that process, or if we are having that for the walk-in candidate, we can maintain here. You can see direct interview. Means we can also maintain here with the this two process can be merged also. If some of the candidate we are maintaining from our own database and we have also lined up the candidate for with the direct interview, both this form data will be reflected in this interview schedule. I am showing you first this process. After that, CV shortlisting. Before CV shortlisting, I have shown you this page CV repository, how to upload the CV. This CV what we have uploaded over here will be reflected in this page only. If you want to go, suppose 404, this is the work order, the one for NADEC and domestic air 425 and horse driver one quantity. While searching CV shortlisting, you will get to know how many position is there. You will simply go, suppose we need domestic, we need horse driver, and for that we need a industry, for which industry we want to search, position, experience, religion, all the such criteria we have over here. If we don't know anything, we'll simply click over here all and we'll click on the search button. Here you can see after this search we have got all the data what we have searched. And if you want to search any candidate, you can simply search that candidate with the mobile number and all this thing, you can search over here. This is the name of the candidate, all the candidate you will have over here. If you simply want to process this candidate, you will simply click over here and you will click on the proceed to next. There is a button at the bottom of this page. Proceed for next means this CV has been shortlisted by the sourcing team. Sourcing team means who has uploaded the CV for that work order will process that CV, and this intimation will be with the executive who has created the work order. He will have that look over here in this page. View shortlisted CV. All the candidates whom we have shortlisted in that page will be, suppose we are taking this anything, we have all the candidates. As you can see that we have shortlisted one candidate, we'll have one candidate over here, and when we'll click on this and send, this CV will go to the client for his verification. The client will have a look of his CV, and after when he will look to that CV, then he can from there shortlist the candidate from there itself. Here you can see if the executive want to view that CV, he can simply click over here and open. He can have a look to that CV with. Here you can see the CV of that candidate, and after that seeing that this executive will forward that CV to the client. After that this process has been done, the same CV will be reflected to client. The client sends CV. That document will come and client will select that CV, and after that he will schedule which date he want to fix the interview date from and to an interview mode, which mode that interview he wanted to be. It should be CV selection or Skype, telephonic or self means if the company itself will take the interview and will shortlist that candidate. If it will be Skype, that candidate will be available on the Skype and will take the interview. If it is telephonic, he will be available on the telephone and take the interview of that candidate. And if it is walk-in, walk-in means that candidate will interview that candidate, will take the interview of that candidate. Client will take the interview of that candidate. After this process is done, we'll come to the interview scheduling. This is the interview scheduling part. Here you can see that interview process is taking place. This is the candidate. If you want to select reject or pending, if this candidate is been selected and who the concerned person is taking the interview, we should also have a track of that person who has interviewed this candidate. And if this here you can see this text box is disabled. Now we cannot write anything. If this candidate is not selected, it will get activated. Means what is the reason behind not selecting this candidate? If it is pending, it will be, you have to write the reason, valid reason why there, because we want to track the report and how many candidate has been not selected and pending, what was the reason behind not selecting this candidate. If the candidate is selected, means it's not an issue. It will be disabled, and you will simply check and you will save. After this saving process, the visa department team, the sourcing team who is maintaining all the candidate selected data, will have a message in its as a text in his mobile, and also a notification through the mobile app that this interview scheduling process, and these are the list of the candidate who got selected for a particular work order. Now they will process the candidate accordingly. Now this is all done with the operation module. Just in the next video I am going to explain about you in the recruitment, how the candidate is being managed and how it's medical and all these things, all the data is being maintained in my next